Yeah, it's preparing now. Yes, now finally we are live. Let me check first. Welcome, Arishka Ibanan ma'am. Namaste from Nepal.
Hello, hello from Armenia.
So let me first of all see here. Yeah, we are live now. We'll be starting. Just a minute. Okay, now we'll start our webinar. So let me present the slides. Siva sir, my slides are visible, I guess. Siva sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, Sujit, sir.
Okay, Narayan. Thank you. So welcome to all respected teachers in this virtual IELTA Nepal 4th International Webinar. So namaste and welcome to everyone from Nepal. So I am Sujit Karki, Ambassador of IELTA Nepal, Master of Ceremony MC of today's webinar. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the valued participants, both who are in Zoom and Facebook Live, eminent speakers from home and abroad. It's my pleasure to welcome all the participants today in our IELTA Nepal 4th International Webinar. The theme of the webinar is practices in English language teaching. It's truly an excellent opportunity for learning and sharing different skills, different ELT skills and knowledge among the varied audiences. I want to take this opportunity to thank all the guests of honor, all the officials, members from IELTA head office and from IELTA Nepal to make this webinar to come front. We are very proud to announce that International English Language Teacher Association, IELTA, is spreading in many parts of the world. And now we are proud to call all the IELTians family with 35 branches all over the world. We wish a very warm welcome and namaste to all and a heartily congratulate to be a part of this international webinar. So it's my prayer that this webinar will be value adding to all, highly educative, contribute to existing knowledge, memorable, and carve out a space in the history of academic world. Once again, welcome to all the participants and today's two vibrant, eminent speakers from Armenia and from Philippines. So let me move forward. So International English Language Teachers Association, Nepal branch office presents IELTA Nepal, 4th international webinar. It's dated today, 19 October 2022. So we have here Professor Orusiak Ivainen from Armenia, and today she will be delivering her lecture and presentation related to color idioms as tool for creating communicative strategies. Whereas we have another vibrant speaker from the Philippines, Brian Binet de Atencia, and he will be talking further about promoting digital citizenship. So a very proud moment for everyone, IELTA branches in 35 countries now. So for the guest of honor, I like to call and take the name Dr. Neil from Peru as the president of International English Language Teacher Association, IELTA. Similarly, Sulta from Lebanon, Vice President, Dr. Green Parila from Philippines as the Director of Academic Department, Dr. Afsin from Pakistan as the General Secretary of IELTA, and Carmagno Sancho from Peru as the Director of Administrative Department. Similarly, the Chief of IELTA Research Department, Ms. Yulena Vasquez Nirmala ma'am as the Chief of IELTA Learners Department, and Paulina ma'am as the Chief of IELTA Teachers Department. So let me introduce about the IELTA Nepal core members. So myself, Sujit Karki, Ambassador of IELTA Nepal. Similarly, we have Academic and Administrative Secretary, Mr. Sivaram Paurel, sir. Similarly, Sita Ganesh Sanwat as the General and Marketing Secretary of IELTA Nepal, Narayani Pathak Timal Sinha as the Disciplinary Secretary of IELTA Nepal, Govinda Prasad Sharma as the Public Relation Officer, and Ramesh Pariyar as the Economic Secretary. So again, we like to congratulate and give the great thanks to our Zoom ID sponsor, Mr. Govinda Prasad Sharma, as the Public Relation Officer of IELTA Nepal. So he's really helpful, he's kind, and furthermore, his Zoom ID has been very useful to run different sort of programs of IELTA Nepal. So before we start with the presentation, so let me present one of the video related to Nepali dance of our country, Nepal. So here we go. Nepal has been depicted in this song. So let me move further. So now we have got the bio reading of our first speaker. And I Siddha sir. I guess due to some emergency, he has not been here. So I'm here myself to read the bio of our first speaker. And even I request to co-host friend to admit the participant who are there waiting, kindly in the case of waiting room. Thank you. So let me introduce with the first speaker, Professor Orusiak Ivhan. So Professor Orusiak Ivhan is a PhD candidate from Armenia. She is the head of external relations, Northern University. She is a business English tutor as well as the founder of Ivhan's publication. So we are eagerly waiting for Professor Orusiak Ivhan to deliver her lecture and presentation and her great expertise and sharing related to her topic. So please welcome Professor Orusiak Ivhan. Ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sujit Karki, for your wonderful introduction. Thank you very much. Let me demonstrate my screen, just a moment. Do you see my screen?
Yes, yes. Yes, ma'am, it is starting. Yes, ma'am, now we can see.
First of all, let me say that I'm very happy to be here with you, and thank you for the opportunity once again to take part in as a speaker with IELTA teachers. And I also warmly greet to all teachers from all around the world that now take part in this wonderful event. Thank you so much. And also, please,
ma'am, please kindly unmute yourself. I have muted all the participants due to some noises and background disturbance. So that's a please. Yes, ma'am. Now you can unmute yourself.
So, yes. Thank you very much for your wonderful introduction. First of all, I would like to say that I'm very happy to be here once again and in this format. Could you please give me an opportunity to congratulate Brian Atenica, because today is his birthday party. Happy birthday, Mr. Brian. And now I would like to start my topic. So my topic is connected with, again, business English, color idioms as tools for creating communicative strategies. So this is one of my articles. I have chosen some of the terms, color terms, not all of them, but I will try to make an interesting presentation for all the teachers. So in recent years, many color phrases have appeared in the field of economic discourse. Colors play an essential role in all types of languages with various cultural and traditional values. They comprise information and history that allow clear and accurate expression of concepts for easy communication. Colors exist in every language. And business colors are also very much used in business, and they create many color idioms exist in business English terminology, having metaphorical meanings. Business metaphors are mainly expressed by colors that I've already mentioned, have great commercial value, and they are often used in communication between a seller and a prospective buyer in sales pitch. Business metaphors expressed by colored trans terms imply thoughts and ideas on how to promote purchases and achieve business success. Besides having benefits in business communication, colored trans terms enrich business English terminology. From psycholinguistic points of view, language and colors together help determine type of mood. It is well known that different colors have a variety of connotations, positive and negative, and influence on humanity psychologically. People have different attitudes towards colors. Some have positive reactions, while others have negative attitudes. This means that colors affect mood by inspiring a variety of emotions. On the one hand, colors owe certain efficacy to gauge temperature of the environment, which consciously and unconsciously affect language and behavior. This statement provides a clear understanding that colors influence not only human mood, but also behavior. The physical aspect of color perception depends on eye. Humans see colors and give them names in language. According to Marshall, humans' colors have a three-dimensional structure: hue, value, and chroma. Currently, these are known as hue, saturation, and lightness. Hue is the basic color, saturation is the degree of color, and value is the lightness or darkness of the color. Colors acquire primarily and secondary meanings. The primary meaning of colors is how humans perceive the color visually, while the secondary meaning is the metaphorical meaning of later. The secondary meaning of colors should be analyzed by considering their metaphorical connotations in the context of economic discourse. We have animals, not only color idioms in business English terminology, but also animal names are also included, plant names, which have also metaphorical meanings, and they derive conceptual metaphors. Lots of linguists have conducted their researches on color idioms and did analysis in the level of cognitive linguistics. Some of them conceptual metaphors, some of them consider that conceptual metaphors can be expressed such as the economy is an organism, market movements are physical movements, and downward market movements are natural disasters. These are called conceptual metaphors. Some of the linguists consider color idioms like brands are people, business is cooperation, and business is competition. For animal idioms exist such kind of metaphorical concepts. People are animals, institutions are animals, which have their subcategories of investors are animals, products are animals, and companies are animals. So color transforms. Based on this discussion, I created my own conceptual metaphors connected with the color idioms, which are color is economics, colors are people, and color is strategy. As is known, diverse colors indicate multiple metaphorical connotations, both positively and negatively. Colors convey meaning to color terms, either widening or narrowing the definitions. In the case of colors, the source domain is the opposite connotation of colors in business, while participants, buildings, journey, work, food, and animals are considered as the target domain. I have just included some of examples. The first example is green marketing. Green marketing refers to a product or service that provides environmental benefits while also having the positive aspect of a business. The phrase dates back to April 22nd, Earth Day. It draws attention to environmental issues in the United States, more specifically California oil spill in 1969. The environment became the focus of most discussions. The efforts assist to create new companies to address the environmental challenges and resolve them. As a result, the green marketing began to spread throughout the world. Green marketing spawned the new terminology such as green customer, green party, green movement, green campaign, green issues, and green team, etc. Now in our now in business English terminology, we can meet lots of terms, not only in business English terminology, but in linguistics, we can meet lots of phrases with color green, which are mainly related to environment. The next one is green tax. Green tax comprises commercial and personal decision-making method of achieving environmental objectives. We differentiate two types of green tax increase and green tax decrease. Negative and positive connotations of green are reflected in increase and decrease strategies. The meanings of these terms are widening because structurally green tax can create new terms. Next, I have included two examples of from each color. Next one is red. Red is known as one of the basic color representing many things that are powerful and energetic. Professionally, red is used to draw attention of customers, generate emotion, and indicate confidence. In finance, red illustrates debit or overdrawn balances on various bank statements. Red has negative associations in business, for instance, rage, aggression, and danger. Traditionally, accountants used red-colored ink to enter a negative figure on a company's financial statement. In the aforementioned example, red herring is the first document for a new share issue created to see the market reaction to the proposed issue, but without giving a price for the new share. Red is used for a red note on the first page stating that it is not a complete offer. On the contrary, red circling means to protect employee from immediate financial loss. The given examples prove that red can denote both negative and positive connotations in finance. Black, here we have black. Black denotes both positive and negative meanings. Positive meanings are metaphors for authority, power, control, protection, and comfort. Negatively, black implies sophisticated, mysterious, depressed, and pessimistic metaphors. I have included two examples. Black Friday is a prestigious drop in the stock market. The real origin of Black Friday after Thanksgiving may be found in the definition of black as characterized by calamity of misfortune. In the 1950s, manufacturing managers began referring to the Black Friday Thanksgiving as Black Friday because so many of employees falsely called it sick, so prolonging the holiday weekend. In today's financial industry, Black Friday is utilized for neuromarketing to encourage purchases. In one case, black has a bad connotation, whereas in another, it represents a desired goal. We have another term also, black economy, which refers to the products that are paid in cash and hence not taxed. In some dictionaries, black economy, also known as the shadow economy, parallel economy, or hidden economy, having negative connotations of black. Blue. Blue is the hue of all that is permanent and unchanging, that represents peace rather than passion, wisdom, confidence, reliability, responsibility, and it is associated with knowledge and depth of insight. Blue sky laws are state regulations that protect investors from illegal securities of traders. The term was originated in the early 1900s and was widely used when a Kansas Supreme Court justice declared his desire to protect investors from speculative ventures that had no more basis than so many feet of blue sky. In the dictionaries of business, the term blue sky thinking signifies extremely idealistic and often unconventional ideas. We also have blue ocean term. As we know, blue ocean and red ocean were originally used in Kim and Milborn's book, Blue Ocean Strategy. While red ocean indicates fierce corporate competition, the blue ocean represents uncontested market space defined by fresh demand and robust profitable growth. In the term, red has an aggressive meaning, but blue has harmonizing and balancing aspect. Golden, color golden is also very widespread in nowadays in business English, in business discourse. Golden represents prosperity, achievement, and triumph, the color of social standing. It connotes luxury, quality, repute, refinement, wisdom, and elegance, as well as higher ideals, knowledge, insights, and enlightenment at the greatest degree. First example is golden handcuff is any agreement or agreement designed to give attractive privilege of payment to prohibit employees from leaving, particularly to keep valued ones. And the second one is golden handshake is a big payment provided to someone who leaves the job either because the employer requested or because the working life expires. Golden handshake also is a big payment provided to someone who leaves the job, either because the employer requested or because the working life expires. It also considers a reward for particularly long or good service in the position. It is a full trans term consisting of two metaphors. Golden represents loyalty and handshake denotes promise. So in this case, both terms create highly valued agreement. Next is about gray color. Gray is a traditional hue that represents neutrality, apathy, and reserve. Gray may reduce the vitality, be gloomy or uplifting, depending on the lightness of the hue. Dark gray is less uplifting than light gray. Gray connotes safety, dependability, humility, maturity, and dullness. It may indicate that you are unable to make judgments. So I included just two examples, gray market and gray wave. Gray market is an unofficial market run by dealers where current issues of shares are bought and sold before they officially become available. The metaphor lies in an unofficial market, which is not uplifting in business. Gray wave is businesses must adopt proactive ergonomic solutions to safeguard older workers. Instead of being afraid of change, sensible firms will see it as a chance to help older people whose knowledge and unique skill set will become more important when the economy recovers. The metaphor of gray in the context refers to age and maturity. Next slide is about color orange and goods. We differentiate in the business discourse. We have orange goods, red goods, brown goods, yellow goods, and white goods expressions. Orange goods, orange in general terms represents energy, adventure, optimism, and self-confidence. Psychologically, it vitalizes, stimulates, and promotes excitement, as well as social discussion. Yellow goods are used in two separate contexts. In one sense, it can refer to heavy-duty machinery, such as bulldozers and cranes used on construction sites and other comparable locations. On the other hand, yellow goods are high-priced items that remain in use for a long time and so are not replaced regularly. In case of red goods, red attracts people to make quick decisions to buy goods. Consumer products in the orange category will be replaced at the moderate rate. Clothing is a perfect example of an orange good because while most items are durable, they are changed at a reasonable pace owing to variables such as damage or change in desired style. Orange goods are less consumable than red goods. We have also brown goods. Brown goods got their names from traditional televisions with artificial wood. These TVs were commonly referred to as floor models since they sat on the floor and employed artificial wood to make the television more appealing as a focal point in a space. Brown goods are electrical gadgets that are generally light in weight, such as computers, radios, audio equipments, and furnitures, and television as well as. White goods, in contrast to brown items, are massive and immovable. The given examples provide clear understanding that colors reflect not only certain categories of goods, but also various levels of consuming and purchasing strategies. So colors as a category of science can be part of a phrase and subject to transterminologization. Color transterms, color idioms, I call them color transterms, can enrich not only business English terminology, but also evolve business strategy and communication skills. Each of the phrase can create a new phrase inside the scientific field, either widening or narrowing the meaning of the phrase. These characteristic properties are expressed not only through the basic colors, but also through the value of the color. Colors convey positive and negative meanings to the idioms due to their opposite metaphorical meanings. The darker the hue, the more powerful and expressed the strategy. This is all from my side. If I'm not mistaken, I was given 15 minutes to speak. Thank you so much for your attention. Hopefully you liked my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring and great presentation related to color idioms that have been used in business English. And now even we are familiar with different meaning and significance of color during the case of business. Okay, thank you, ma'am. So let me share my screen. Now it's time for question and answer session, and we'll be taking just 5 minutes. Okay, so I request all the valued participants to raise the question if you have any in the chat box, so that we'll be addressing your question to Professor Arusia. Yeah, there are so many lovely comments that are passed here in case of chat box for your wonderful presentation, and even in case of Facebook Live too. So 12 participants are watching, and they are giving a lot of thanks and this all to Professor Arusia for a wonderful presentation related to color idioms. So I request the valued participant, if you have any questions, so please you can have question, you can just write in chat box and we'll be directly addressing to Professor Arusia. Yeah, any questions? And I request co-host friends to see their question in the chat box and even in the Facebook Live. Yeah, there are so many inspirational words from many people and from different core IELTA official that I can see here. Yeah, so wonderful presentation. Thank you very much. Awesome presentation. Happy to see you here. Okay, wonderful. I hope there are no questions because all the things are very clear related to significance of colors and this all. So even in Facebook Live, so I can see here, there are no questions. There are so many words, inspirational words, and huge thanks to Professor Arusia. Oh, so I can see here one question. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Narani, ma'am, you can take over the question to Professor Arusia.
Yeah, only one question is here. This question is, when we say the sky is blue, is it a metaphor? It is to you.
Yes, yes. Of course, the sky is blue is a metaphor in business English. They are used not only directly but also metaphorically. They are state regulations that protect investors from illegal securities of traders. The term originated in the early 1900s and was widely used when a Kansas Supreme Court justice declared his desire to protect investors from speculative ventures that had no more basis than so many feet of blue sky. In the dictionaries, we have also blue sky thinking, which signifies extremely idealistic and often unconventional ideas.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
Narani
much.
ma'am, there are two more questions. So let me take one from
Okay,
Dr. Mansoor Ali. So from
Yes.
Dr. Mansoor Ali, sir, so he has asked the question, what are strategies to learn and use idiom in context? So ma'am.
For example, if I'm not mistaken, I spoke about golden handshake. When we want, so in big companies, chief executives can, it's a strategy, communicative strategy to keep their so valuable employees in the company using the term. The term comprises the meaning. For example, it's a big payment provided to someone who leaves the job.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. I hope Dr. Mansoor has got his answer. And another question from Jamba. So can you tell us about the usefulness of color idioms in English language teaching?
Unfortunately, and of course, they are very useful, I would like to say, because they comprise lots of conceptual knowledge, basic knowledge, which gives students a lot of information about business strategies and communicatives, give them also communicative skills. So what I want to say, unfortunately, in business English books, we don't need this type of idioms. So in my research paper, I included, sorry, I forgot the question. So I want to say that it is very important to include color idioms in teaching. Unfortunately, we don't have such kind of course to include, especially in business English course. But it would be better to include.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
As extra material. In the form of articles, in the form of books. As I mentioned, Blue Ocean Strategy, I mentioned. From the book, you can, as extra material, you can give your students to read the book and simultaneously teach the terms such as Blue Ocean Strategy, Red Ocean Strategy, which are very useful.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you all the valued participants for your questions and for your inspirational words to Professor Arusiak. So let me share my screen. So now we are almost done with the question answer session.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So now it's time for certificate of appreciation. So I request Mr. Dev Prasad Pandit, sir, member of IELTA Nepal, to read the certificate of appreciation for Professor Arusiak. So Dev, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Suji sir. First, I would like to give her a big clap because she has presented color idioms very clearly. She gave so many ideas about that. Thank you all. Let me read the certificate. Okay, International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal, Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Professor Arusiak Ivanian Armenia in sincere acknowledgement for our invaluable and worthy presentation on topic color idioms as tools for creating communicative strategies. In the fourth IELTA Nepal International Webinar on Practices in English Language Teaching, held on 19th October 2022. Shivaram Podel, Academic and Administrative Secretary, IELTA Nepal. Govinda Sharma, Public Relation Officer, IELTA Nepal. Siddha Ganesh Sanwad, General Secretary, IELTA Nepal. Sujit Karki, Ambassador, IELTA Nepal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
And
much.
yeah, and I will request Professor Orshak Ivan from Armenia to hand over the certificate of appreciation and to take the certificate of appreciation as the token of love from Nepal. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. With great pleasure. I'm very happy.
Thank you, ma'am. So, oh, just wait. Now we have something here. Today, as Professor Orshak has already announced about the birthday of Brian. So we have IELTA Nepal team has also prepared one video related to birthday. So let me move with this one.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. It's your birthday, hooray. Happy birthday. It's your birthday, hooray. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Brian, again. One of my close friend from the Philippines. So this is just a small video prepared by IELTA Nepal team for your wishes. So now it's time for the second speaker, as you know, Brian Bennett de Atencia. So for this, now let me call Mrs. Suzana Lamisame, member of IELTA Nepal, to read the bio of Brian. So Suzana ma'am,
Yes, sir.
so please.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Sujit, sir, for giving me this golden opportunity to read the bio of our second speaker, Brian Bennett de Atencia. At first, I would like to say happy birthday to him again. And I'm going to read his bio at first. Brian Bennett de Atencia is an LPT educator, mentor, university educator, webinar organizer, facilitator, and a podcaster. He has been teaching for the past 8 years. He is currently teaching at Laguna State Polytechnic University, Los Banos, and Tres College, Philippines. He believes in the saying, teaching is a passion and not just a profession. You can reach him through his YouTube channel named Brian Atencia. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susanna ma'am. And over to you, Brian. The floor is yours now.
All right. So the video was really heartwarming. Apparently, it was a surprise, Teacher Sujit and the whole IELTA Nepal family. I'm out of words, apparently. But thank you so much. This isn't the first time that I'm gonna be speaking in front of this large crowd of wonderful educators. Apparently, please, how will I say this? I'm just out of words. I'm just really happy with the presentation. But I was just about to say that allow me to, present the video that I prepared for my presentation, because apparently I'm celebrating with my family members, but I'm staying here because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And just like what I've said, being with IELTA is a lifelong learning. Okay, that is why I always make sure that the topics that I'm sharing with them is not the typical topics that you might hear in the seminars. That's why our guest as well from Armenia, okay, she also did really great in the presentation. Okay, thank you so much as well for that wonderful presentation. And yeah, let's get going with our presentation. So allow me to try and pull up my screen just for a bit. I'm just looking for my files. Sorry. Okay, I think I found it. Okay, so allow me to share my screen.
Yes, please, Brian.
Okay, where is it? There. Okay, there. Found it. All right, perfect. So just try to maximize the screen. Okay. So once again, my presentation is all about digital citizenship. Please enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to this international webinar series that was held with the partnership of IELTA Nepal. Allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Brian Benedi Atensha. I'm a licensed professional teacher here in the Philippines. I'm also a podcaster for inspiring educators and moviecasts, and I'm also a duathlete. Okay, I love running and riding the bicycle. For tonight, I'm going to talk about this not so new topic, but we have been tackling this. Let me just refresh each and everyone's mind by discussing to you promoting digital citizenship. So, dear teachers and participants, what is digital citizenship? Could you type in your answers in our chat box? I would appreciate if it you be typed in right now. Our moderator for this session will be reading some of them. I'll be giving a few seconds for it to be read. Keep on typing. We love to hear your ideas about digital citizenship. All right. I suppose there are answers in the chat box. So I'll be giving a minute and two to our host or the moderator to read it.
Okay, so Theophilus has written here, becoming part of the digital world is digital citizenship. Similarly, Brinda ma'am has written, part of an online global community. Similarly, Karen Alama has written, the ability to have diverse access over things available in the internet, knowing how and when to use them properly. And Frank has written, these are a group of people present at a particular site, example, those of us here. And Innocent Dajang has written, being involved with the IT world for your activities for collaboration. From the University of Makati, they have written here, people are involved and engaged in society and politics using technology.
Thank you
Great.
so much for your wonderful answers on the question, what is digital citizenship? So, what is digital citizenship? Digital citizenship refers to the responsible use of technology. By teaching digital citizenship to young students, they learn how to connect and empathize with one another, make smart decisions, and even protect themselves and their reputation when interacting online. Without this, dear teachers, without proper guidance on what it means to be a good digital citizen, student may engage in harmful behaviors online. This includes cyberbullying, irresponsible social media usage, or sharing of private, personal, or even sensitive information. And this can lead to potentially dangerous situations and have a negative effects on the student's mental health. Keep in mind, during the pandemic situation and even up until now, teachers are still tackling on how to sort, avoid, and remove issues about mental health. Because as a teacher, we don't just give academic informations, but lifelong learning to our students. Still, dear teachers, I want to ask, what is digital citizenship? Few well-known personalities gave their ideas about this digital citizenship. From Mayer, he mentioned that digital citizenship and literacy allow one to interact with technology, media, and digital resources in real world situations safely and effectively. Also, he said that students are more exposed to the internet than ever. Keep in mind, young children nowadays spend around 7 hours every day in front of their computer or the screen of their devices. And most teenagers have access to mobile device. According to ISTE CEO Richard Kulata, approaching digital citizenship is a unique issue for K-12 schools, kinder to grade 12. Competent technology use cannot effectively be taught with a rigid course curriculum alone. It needs to be woven into the fabric of the school. He also said that digital citizenship is not about teaching curriculum. It is about creating a culture. He also added that if it really has to happen at the school level, it can't just be adding another hour of teaching in a particular class, but it needs to be practiced, okay, in order to assure that you knew what is digital citizenship. Although this kind of learning takes time, it does not mean that schools have to wait idly by until the students grasp what it means to be trustworthy digital citizens. There are tools available to serve as internet guardrails until culture of digital literacy and responsible use sets in. How important is digital citizenship? Most of us can answer this with just a snap of a finger. But do we really know the importance of becoming digital citizens? With 4.66 billion active internet users around the world, and the number is on the rise, and amidst this networking with the digital world, adequate internet access is crucial, and its use is now a must beyond its entertainment purposes. Who would not say they haven't tried to search a thing or two in the internet through Google or other websites? Those users make up the digital community that provides promising opportunities in different areas, including entertainment, education, employment, services, and social networks. Therefore, any divergence from this course would mean a complete unfamiliarity with the future and its tools and knowledge, and one would run the risk of not catching up with the advanced technology that is now a basic need in our life. Am I right? By properly using the internet, we can contribute to the creation of a safe and interconnected world community, just like what happened right now. I'm in the Philippines. Our wonderful IELTA Nepal family is in their mother country, but we're doing this educational seminar or in the internet webinar, right? We embrace what we learn because the most important question here is how can our good online behavior impact the others? In fact, we must be good citizens not only in the society, but in online. All right, let's talk about some of the principles of digital citizenship. The first one is make the best use of technology. It is good to make optimal use of it and help others to stay up to date with digital advancement in order to establish and promote digital proficiency among as many people as possible in society. Second, dear teachers, keep your personal information private. This is a must, okay? Even as educators, we tend to sometimes forget that we need our personal infos private as much as possible. Beware of who you allow to access your information and in what ways. This is one of the digital citizen skills and a basic principle of how to use the internet safely. Keep your personal informations for yourself. And as much as possible, don't share them with others, particularly your private credentials, geographic location, and bank accounts. By sharing your information, you're not only putting yourself into risk, but also your family, friends, and close people. Next up, always behave well. Ethics should be always observed, whether in real life or in the virtual world, like where we are right now. So, having good manners all the time will reflect your reality and make you a decent digital citizen. Some might think that communicating from behind a screen allows them to compromise some of their ideals. No wonder cyberbullying, verbal harassment, ridiculing, data theft, or stalking are widespread nowadays, which must be totally avoided by digital citizens. Next up, let's leave a positive digital footprint. The use of the internet, dear teachers and participants, and the extensive online participation can have positive and negative effects. So it is important to leave good traces and to interact online in a useful and fruitful way, whether with others and giving an opinion on a specific issue or commenting on a post, which we usually do, or even participating in a discussion, just like what's happening right now, or later on, or even in your online initiatives, like introducing a new idea or giving a digital presentation, just like what I'm doing. This would reflect your behavior and actions even in the reality. A Kaplan survey found that 35% of the college admission officers said that they had visited the applicants' social media pages to discover more about them. So, the impressions you convey are based on your digital participation and online interaction and might impact an important decision in your life, like being admitted to college, or a job, or becoming a teacher. Beware the dangers of strangers. One significant feature of digital citizens is that they support others and help them build proper and sage digital knowledge. Shut the door on cyberbullying and verbal harassment against the ones you know and those you don't know. Fight false information. Stand up against any disrespect or harm, and report fake accounts and news. Spread digital literacy. That's what we do as teachers, right? We spread knowledge, proper knowledge. If you're a professional internet user and an active member of the online community, you ought to promote digital literacy spread the connectivity culture, and introduce digital citizenship among as many people as possible in the community. This would largely contribute to getting familiar and keeping in touch with future technology. And this is one of the important characteristics that a digital citizen should have, so he could help other digital citizens in the virtual world to be good. So somehow you need to think before you click. Now, dear teachers and participants, allow me to continue my discussion with the 9 elements of digital citizenship. The first element will be digital access. I bet no one would say that they don't have a computer, like a desktop or a laptop or mobile phone, an iPad or iPod. This is not old times. We are now in the 21st century. So everyone has digital access. Can all users participate in a digital society at acceptable levels if they choose? I believe yes. Digital access involves the ability to connect with others or access information using technology. As a teacher, you can instruct students on how to find valuable and safe information on the internet. You can also help children from disadvantaged communities use computers or other resources at school to increase their digital access. Next up, digital commerce. Most of us buy our daily necessities even in the pandemic. For the past 3 years, we buy things online. Here in the Philippines, we buy mostly the products that we need through this app called Lazada and Shopee. In the international scene, we do have eBay, Amazon, and the other names. Do users have the knowledge and protection to buy and sell in a digital world? I believe so. Digital commerce refers to buying and selling electronics responsibly. For the most part, elementary students do not need to learn or practice this element of digital citizenship. But for middle, high school students, senior high school, those in the collegiate, and us adults, discussions around digital commerce can help them learn how to be better consumers or consider career paths related to digital sales. Let's move to digital communication. My question, do users understand the various digital communication methods and when each is appropriate? Again, the answer is yes. The options that students have for communicating online are greater than ever. It's not just calling, like me personally, I've experienced during the time, calling is one of the best way to contact a person. And then the texting or sending the SMS and then become MMS happen. And internet has been maximized because of the 21st century advancement. For this reason, it is important to teach your students, our students, on how to communicate safely and effectively online. Digital literacy. Have users taken the time to learn about digital technologies, and do they share that knowledge with others? Most will answer yes to this. The definition of digital literacy is the ability to learn how to use technology and access information online. A few examples of digital literacy include knowing how to use a mouse or how to find answers on a search engine. Not all students start school with the same technological ability. It depends on the country, it depends on the place, it depends if they have technology. Teaching internet skills in class can help bridge gaps in digital literacy. And let's go with digital etiquette. Okay, apparently, I think I missed putting the information in here. Okay, So let me try and refresh. Right? So I suppose most of you are enjoying our session, okay? Most of you can relate to what I'm trying to discuss right now because most of us have encountered questions from our students when it comes to, asking if is this really the right way in using the internet? Sir, is this how we search things? So, do apologize if my presentation went back. Okay, like I mentioned, I corrected. Okay, because I think it was my prior presentation. All right. So we stop with digital etiquettes. Okay, so allow me to continue again my discussion. So the two pictures at my back, this one and the other one, okay, it's a little bit far, okay, but it says here before you use Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, and other online applications, you must think. T, is it true? H, is it helpful? I, is it inspiring? N, is it necessary? And K, is it kind? Okay? And the other picture where the globe is holding two sticky notes, it says that there is no separation. Digital space are real space. So it's just the same. We're just using technology. It's a lot way easier, but the interaction is just the same. Do users consider others when using digital technologies? Yes? No? Maybe? Digital etiquette is just what it sounds like. Treating others or other internet users with respect and avoiding inappropriate behavior. For elementary students, one of the most important digital etiquette principle is understanding the consequences of cyberbullying. And also for our high school, senior high school, and college student, and even us, we encountered cyberbullying. Okay, we must know what's the consequence of every action we're about to do in the World Wide Web. Next, digital law. Are users aware of laws, rules, policies that govern the use of digital technologies? Here in the Philippines, we do have the cybercrime law, okay, that protects internet users, okay, from malicious spams to cyberbullying to some sensitive issues like pornography and the others. Here in the Philippines, we are protected. And I believe in Nepal, they also have digital laws, and in other countries. The online environment has room for both positive and negative interactions. And just like in real life, there are laws everyone should abide by. Digital law deals with the legal rights and restrictions governing technology use. Many online users are actually breaking the law. Trust me, it happens every day. And even right now, there is someone who's using the internet that's breaking the internet law, either knowing or not knowing, from identity theft to hacking into someone else's email to cyberbullying to downloading copyrighted music to using and even latest movies. It happens. To prevent any kind of online crime as much as possible, no matter how serious, students as digital citizens need to know the laws, the digital laws. Let's go with digital rights and responsibilities. Are users ready to protect the rights of others and to defend their own digital rights? Like in any real society, the online world has its regulations. That means that as a user, one has rights, but also responsibilities. There are rules and policies to follow that imply the possibility of being held accountable for your actions and deeds in the online world. The internet can also be used for harming purposes, and anyone using it needs protection structures against cyberbullying, for instance. Schools should approach the subject in class, making the students take responsibility for their actions and also recognize and report any misconduct in the virtual environment. We should listen to them if they would ask for their rights and responsibilities. All right? Okay, next. Okay, we will not forget our health and wellness. So let's look onto the digital health and wellness. Do users consider the risk, both physical and psychological, when using digital technologies? Teachers, participants, we live equally as much in the online world as in the real one. So the requirements and freedoms of the individual in real life have to be extended to the digital world. Everyone present in this online session, in the online world, has to contribute to the well-being of a person online, helping others in need. It is a must. Students should be taught to protect themselves and others from possible harm and alert an adult if it's in case. Making use of online resources is a plus, but one should be aware of the dangers that reside with this benefit. All right, let's continue. I believe this would be the last of the things that we need to consider: digital security. Do users consider the risk, both physical and psychological, when using digital technologies? Security is very important, teachers and participants. In an online world, it is important since viruses and worms can go from system to system and affect the electronic device we use and even destroy it. Precautions need to be taken to guarantee their safety. Moreover, when using devices in school or at home, students have to understand the implications of it and be aware of possible attacks. Teachers should also explain how to prevent them from happening and how to protect their devices. This is a necessary skill in today's digital world. All right? Now, let's continue on ways to promote digital citizenship. Yeah, we tackled important things about it. From what is digital citizenship, the things that we need to look into. But as an educator, okay, as a user of the internet, how are we going to be promoting digital citizenship? First, let's develop a preventive classroom environment. Developing a preventive classroom helps reduce opportunities for students to engage in academically dishonest endeavors. This begins with a clearly defined academic integrity policy that guides students in appropriate digital etiquette and helps them become a responsible digital citizen. In addition, a statement regarding appropriate use of any mobile devices should also be included. For example, dear teachers and participants, periodically in this course, you will be asked to use your mobile device for learning activities. So it clearly states that the only time that you would take out your phone, even if you're in an online classroom, is when it is needed. Only during the times identified by the faculty member is it appropriate for you to be using such device. These policies should be reviewed with the students at the beginning of the course and periodically thereafter. Teachers should not assume that students know what constitutes academic integrity. They need models of good practices and guidance on appropriate digital behavior. Therefore, illustrate how the policy works, specifically what it is and is not permitted. Another example, students should not revise a paper that they found on the internet. use materials prepared by other students, borrow facts, statistics, or other illustrative materials without proper reference, citation, or citing, or use a mobile device during a quiz, exam, or test review. Next, let's increase the students' awareness. A variety of activities may be used to increase student awareness. The activity should showcase the advantage and disadvantage of internet resources and how to responsibly and appropriately use the retrieved information. Also, us, the faculty members, the teachers, could require students to cite resource not only for written assignments, but also digital and even oral presentations. To teach the proper citation format, there are lots of web links that would help your students, okay? And it can be found in the World Wide Web. I'm pretty sure most of the teachers here who are doing their research knows some sites that would help your students to properly cite references. Be a good role model. Being a good role model demonstrates to the students that the teacher, us, is dedicated to promoting and upholding academic standards. Examples of positive role modeling behaviors include citing sources used in lectures and providing a reference list at the end of PowerPoint presentation. In addition, good role models reduce opportunities to engage in academic dishonesty. Perhaps most important, faculty members, us teachers, need to address academic dishonesty when it occurs. Academic dishonesty has consequences, and students, offenders, should experience them. Even if it's, they might think it's a little bit harsh, but they did something wrong in the academic. So they need to face what's the consequence. All right. Now we have here 27 powerful verbs to guide children online. First up, we have use. Determine if the source is credible and by whose stand. Number 2, engage. Engage the world through social media. Number 3, respect. Respect others' point of view. Accept what they say as meaningful and then explain why you disagree. Number 4, give. Give the author or the creator credit for any use, remix, or repurpose. Number 5, voice. Respectfully voice your opinion through a technological value. Number 6, sift. Sift through the resources you have gathered online. Number 7, seek. Find different voices and point out views on a topic. Number 8, include. Include all who wish to join and invite others whose participation could be valuable. Number 9, listen. Listen to what others are saying. Number 10, research. Research a topic using a variety of credible media sources and formats. Number 11, credibility. Determine if the source is credible and by whose stand. Number 12, master. Master the use of technology. Number 13, create. Create a forum that can contribute to a platform in a meaningful way. Number 14, participate. Participate in other cultures through digital platforms and do so with the empathy and understanding. Number 15, stand. Stand up against bullying and injustice when it's clear and you feel safe and empowerment to do so. Number 16, disseminate. Disseminate useful and credible information. 17, network. Network with experts in the field. 18, identify. Be diligent identifying scams, misinformations, spam, sources, toxic people, communities, and other places and people to avoid. 19. Cross-reference. Cross-reference all sources. Verify more than one additional source if possible. Number 20. Use. Use caution when talking to people. Number 21. Maintain. Maintain your privacy. 22. Set. Use privacy settings like login verification. 23. Limit. Limit your screen time. Take care of yourself as well. Number 24. Talk. Talk to someone trustworthy. 25. Utilize. Utilize proper manners, norms, common sense, and general human etiquette. 26. Access. Only access technology when you're supposed to. And number 27, explore. Explore what other students are doing around the world. Even your co-faculty, you should also explore the things that they're doing. Have fun and embrace the possibilities technology allows. And with that, I can say, and I can assure you, you are now a responsible digital citizen. And with that, I would like to share my contact details. I have here my personal email, the email of the university where I'm working, and I'm also looking for international teachers from around the globe to be interviewed, okay, for inspiring educators. So you can contact me in this infos. And once again, thank you very much, IELTA Nepal, most especially to Mr. Sujit for inviting me. Even in my birthday, I'm here to support the IELTA Nepal family. Thank you so much, and I hope you've learned something. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Wow. Great,
All right.
Teacher Brian.
I think, Teacher Sujit, I missed something. Allow me to pull up my references because remember I told that be a good role model, and I think I missed my references, but I have it in here, just to be sure that I'm following what I'm, discussing or preaching to my students. So again, I'll
Yes,
just
sure.
share my references just to make sure. Okay. Where is that? The share screen. Here you go. There you go. So, dear teachers, just to make sure that I'm preaching I'm doing what I'm preaching, these are the sources that I've used. Okay. And I also would like to give credits to my third year students. Okay. Because this is one of our topic when it comes to digital technology in teaching language. Okay. It really inspired me to have this topic. That is why I decided that, rather than having other topics that I usually discuss, why don't I talk about this? Something that is close to our hearts as a teacher and something that we wanted our students to learn. Something that we are trying to give to them. Okay, because everything is being done in in the most easiest way with the help of technology, but for us to do it smoothly, let's know first how to properly utilize it. And by being a digital citizen, we could live in this current era in a smooth way. Thank you so much once again, Teacher Suji.
Wow, great, Brian. It was really a marvelous presentation that you have made related to the digital access and how to promote the digital citizenship, as well as you have talked about so many ways and methods, which has really inspired all the valued participants who are here in this webinar. Thank you. A lot of appreciation are made here in the chat box too, as well as in the Facebook Live too. I can see so many comments. Now we'll be taking some of the questions for Mr. Bryant, and after that, we'll be taking further our session. So for valued participant, I like to request to fill up the IELTA Nepal 4th International Webinar Attendance link to. Form is there available in the chat box, so that you will be receiving your international e-certificate in your respective email. So let me share my slides again. So now we'll have question answer session, and we'll be taking just 5 minutes. So for this, let me request a member of IELTA Nepal, Mr. Susan Adhikari, to take some of the questions from our valued participant via Zoom and Facebook Live. Susan, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Here we have some question. First question: with the recent election result in the Philippines, where a lot of people believe in design formation and do not do fact checking, what are your thoughts of the claim of other countries that the Philippines is now the fake news capital in the world? This is the question.
All right. Thank you so much, Teacher Sujan, for that question. Apparently, that's why I decided to talk about this. Okay. Even I'm a very straightforward person. Teacher Sujit knows that. Most of the Filipinos, okay, I'll give an example. In the recent election, there were lots of things that are being given without even checking if it's real or not. That is why I decided, just like I've shared a while ago, because of our discussion in the class with my third year education students, I was inspired to discuss this. I think this would be an eye opener, not just to the participants here, not just to the wonderful family of IELTA Nepal, to the other countries who are here, but even to my fellow Filipino citizens. Because just like what you mentioned, there is this kind of, tagging by other countries that, we just give out news without even thinking. I think that this kinds of session would help us to improve, okay, not just me, not just my fellow citizens, but then the whole world, okay, because I see that fake news spreading out, misinformations would bring a country down. That is why us teachers, we are let me use the word salvation against misinformation, salvation against fake news. So I hope that this simple seminar or webinar can help others to change their mind with regards to that matter, perhaps.
Yeah. See.
Okay, thank you. We have some comments here. Wonderful presentation also, and it's a great season. Impressive presentation. That's one.
Yeah. So thank you, Susan sir, and thank you, Brian sir, for your wonderful presentation. One more question is here from Innocent Dajang sir. So digital literacy, digital education, digital citizenship, are they one and the same?
I
Mr.
believe
Brian.
they are. They are one, Teacher Suji. Let me just quickly share to all the participants here. I was also inspired of discussing about digital citizenship because most of my international friends, including Teacher Sujit, practice using this gift of God through technology. In fact, they are practicing it in the best way they could. Teacher Sujit is one of those who use this digital learning as a digital educator to the new digital citizens. So I would say that those three are one. And it is our job to make it as one by practicing it properly. And I hope this webinar could help.
So yes, thank you. Thank you, Brian, for your wonderful words and for your different sort of things from which I guess all the valued participants had got the answer of their respective question. So thank you. That's the end of this Q&A session. So now it's time for certificate of appreciation. So I like to request Mr. Dev Prasad Pandit sir to handle the certificate of appreciation to Brian sir. So Dev sir.
Thank you, Suji sir. Thank you, Brian, for your wonderful presentation. Okay, let me read the certificate. Okay. International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal, Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Brand Bene de Atencia, Philippines, in sincere acknowledgement for his invaluable and worthy presentation on topic promoting digital citizenship in the 4th IELTA Nepal International Webinar on practices in English language teaching held on 19th October 2022. Sivaram Podel, Academic and Administrative Secretary IELTA Nepal. Govinda Sharma, Public Relation Officer IELTA Nepal. Siddha Ganesh Sanwad, General Secretary IELTA Nepal. Sujit Karki, Ambassador IELTA Nepal.
So
Thank you, Brand, for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you so much, Teacher Dev. Forever grateful that I'm always being invited by IELTA Nepal. And again, to Teacher Sujit, okay, one of my good friends internationally. You always support our projects, and in return, I'll be more than grateful to share all the good practices that you, our fellow IELTA members, and all the educators around the world, I've learned from all of you. That's why if I've learned something, I've improved on it, I'm going to be sharing it to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Now, and thank you, Dev sir, for reading the certificate of appreciation for both these speakers. Now, so let me move with reading the certificate of participation. So, International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal, Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is awarded to the valued participant for successful participation in the 4th International Webinar of IELTA Nepal on practices in English language teaching held on 19 October 2022. We are really grateful to have your precious time and support to join this webinar. Thank you. And it is signed by Sivaram Paurel, Academic and Administrative Secretary of IELTA Nepal, Govinda Sharma, Public Relation Officer of IELTA Nepal, Siddha Ganesh Sanwat, General Secretary of IELTA Nepal, and me myself, Sujit Karki, Ambassador of IELTA Nepal. Actually, without the valued and kind participant, this webinar will not be successful. That's why thank you all the valued participants who are here to join us today to make this webinar successful too. And we hope for your gracious presence in the upcoming webinar too, so that IELTA Nepal can lead any sort of national and international webinar successful in the home and abroad. Thank you all valued participants. Plus, we'll be thanking to all the eminent speaker, both the eminent speaker, Professor Arusak Ivan from Armenia and Brian Bennett de Atencia from the Philippines, for sharing their expertise and ELT knowledge related to their respective topic in our IELTA Nepal. Now, finally, before closing the session, so I'll be requesting Mr. Govinda Kafle, member of IELTA Nepal, for the reflection and vote of thanks and conclusion to this webinar. So Govinda sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sujit sir. Sujit sir. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon from Nepal. It was a great session today. We had two very important speakers today, Professor Arusak Ivan and Mr. Brian from Philippines, and Professor Arusak from Armenia. Both of the presentation were really wonderful, and the ideas shared by the presentations are so great and useful for all the teachers. And I am not going to take a lot of time. Actually, the presentation on color idioms as a tool of creating communicative strategies also was very important. And the second presentation on digital literacy, digital citizen also was very much important for us. I would like to thank all the participants from around the globe on behalf of IELTA Nepal. And I would also like to thank all the distinguished guests, guest of honors, and all the participants on behalf of IELTA Nepal, and hope to see you all again in the next IELTA Nepal webinar. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Govinda sir, for sharing the reflection. So now, thank you all for the two eminent speakers from the Armenia and Philippines and all the valued participants. Plus, I'll be thanking to all the IELTA Nepal core officials who make this fourth international webinar successful. So we are continuously running with the first, second, third, and fourth. That's why we'll be taking some gap, and maybe after a month we'll be starting our national webinar of IELTA Nepal. So for that we'll be getting the updates. You'll be getting different set of updates by your respective email, and we'll be keep in touch with all the members from home and abroad. Thank you all. Thank you again for your precious time and for your kind support to join this fourth international webinar of IELTA Nepal. So thank you all. Now it's time to say goodbye. Bye-bye. And thank you, Brian and Professor Arushak Ivan, for your great sharing. Thank you all. So let me end the meeting. Goodbye all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you,
See
Teacher
you in next
Sujit.
webinar. See you in
As
next
always, as
webinar.
always.
Yeah, so let me just, and actually I'm extremely sorry because I have muted you all. Now I have unmuted, so you can have the stop when this all. So thank you all. Goodbye. So see you next time. Bye-bye.